Welcome back to Steve Bakes, Isolation Bakes, episode 7, date and walnut sourdough. For this sourdough, it is really nice. It's great with any sort of cheese you want to chuck on it, whether it's camembert, brie, Pecorino Romano, whatever you like. And it's also just great with sweet spreads like honey, Nutella, jams. Like the date and walnut combination, it's almost like kind of cakiness. So the time you're going to need to set aside for this is about 24 hours. So it does take a long time, well, a day, but it's well worth the wait. In this recipe, you're going to need 300 grams of white strong flour, 150 grams of wholemeal flour, 80 grams of chopped dates, 60 grams of chopped walnuts, 8 grams of salt, 300 mils of water, and 100 grams of sourdough starter. So now that we've sorted out what we're going to need for this bread, now we're going to get into the mixing of it. So essentially you need to make two mixtures, a dry mix and a wet mix. In your dry mix, you're going to put your flour, your chopped dates and walnuts, and your salt, and give it a mix around. Then in your wet mix, you're going to put your water and your starter, break it up in there, and then mix the two together till you form a sort of dough. So let's see a montage of me doing that.
Check it out, my man. This is the music of a hip-hop band. Jazz, well, you can call it that.
But this jazz retains a new format.
Point. Well, you misjudged us, speculated, created a fuss.
You've made the same mistake most auctioneers have.
Talking all that jazz.
So we did our mix, we mixed all our dry ingredients together and our wet ingredients and mixing both together. Now I gave it a little knead for a few minutes just to get the process going. So now I'm going to let this rest for about 10 minutes, then come back and do my knead 10 times, then repeat that step another 4 times, then we'll leave it to Funny Pro. So yeah, you'll see the process throughout, and then we'll show you when we go to the rice. Alright, so we've let the dough sit for a bit, so now we do our knead. So just grab a bit of water, grab a corner, fold it in, turn it around, corner, fold in, turn it around, fold in, turn it around, fold in, water. There you go, we just come back and do another 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and do it again. So this dough has been proving now for roughly about 14 hours. I did 6 hours in the open air, then I did 8 hours in the fridge. So this is the next morning, let's take a look at it. So as you see, it's actually gone quite high, it's nice and spongy. So now what we're going to do is roll it out, knock the air back, and shape it into our form. Today's form I'm going to be using is the long loaf form. The good thing about this one is when you go to slice the bread, it's like small, like almost sort of roundish sort of slices, but not really, but it's a nice shape for this sort of bread. So yeah, let's punch this back, roll it out, then put it into here. Chuck some flour down, get our bread out. Look at that, look at those glutens. Nice. All you're doing is just knocking the air back, push down, so to get it to that sort of size. Roll it over, pull it out, roll it, pull it out, roll it. You want to have that little butt there, that's what you want to have. we've got our shape, that's cool. So now we're going to flour this. I'm going to use brown rice flour in there because it's a lot less sticky than normal flour. Just chuck a little bit on that, wipe it down. Turn this around. Go try and close that seam up a little bit, otherwise it'll split when it cooks. And just plop it in there. So now we're going to leave this to prove for about 5 hours. And then we'll do it out in the fridge, then we'll bake it. Right, so our bread's been proving in the fridge for the last 4 hours. So let's take it out. We're going to be ready to bake it now. Let's have a look. So it's definitely come up, it's definitely risen. It's got a nice sort of, it's nice and solid, so it's not going to just go splish out when we put in the tray to be baked. So today I'm going to bake this in our newly purchased clay oven. This is a Meal Henry bread oven. So essentially it mimics a clay oven in the oven. So the base is preheating at the moment, so we're going to pull it out shortly, flour it, put the lid on, and then bake it for about 30 minutes at 230 degrees. So if you don't have one of these, that's cool. If you have in more of an oval style Dutch oven or crock pot like this, it would work, as long as you can fit your bread in there. Then again, if you don't have that, you could just put it onto an oven tray. So put it on a tray, put it in the oven, and put a cup of hot water in another roasting tray underneath to create the steam. The bonus of this one here, it creates the steam or the humidity inside of it. So yeah, let's get out the base and get baking. So obviously it's going to be hot, it's going to need gloves. There it is. Give it a good generous amount of flour. And what we're going to do is slowly roll this out. Fits quite nicely, then now we're going to score it. So again, with scoring, you can do any design you want. I think today I'll go, maybe do like a S shape. It's entirely up to you what you want to do. But when you do it, just make sure that's like deep enough. Cool. Let's put the lid on. And chuck it back in the oven and bake it for 30 minutes. Set the timer at 30 minutes, maybe 35. We'll go from there. So the bread's done now, so let's get it out and have a look. Oh, it's hot. All right, I haven't seen it, so this is the big reveal. Damn, that looks good. Beautifully baked. Put this down. Wow. Okay, so let's turn it out and have a listen. Sounds good. So there you go. There goes our date and walnut sourdough.